Welcome to everyone that's made the trip out today. I know it's a little bit cold here in Oshkosh on this Wednesday, but I really do appreciate you guys making the effort. Thank you for attending, and I really mean that. But before we get started, I want to recognize that today is not only National Football Signing Day, but it's also National Girls and Women in Sports Day. Thank you to all the women past and present that have paved the way for young ladies like my 9-year-old daughter who's here in attendance to follow their dreams in athletics. As most of you know, my name is Peter Jennings. I'm the head football coach of your Titan football program. This program has undergone a lot of change in the past year. A new head coach, new coordinators, several other new faces within the program, new offices, new meeting rooms, and a slightly different future, or slightly different vision of how we're going to attack the future. But I am proud to say that even with all that is new, there are many pillars of the past that have stayed intact. Our commitment to financing and supporting one of the great Division III football programs in the country continues. For that, I have to say thank you to Chancellor Levitt, our athletic director, Daryl Sims, as well as our assistant athletic director, Abby Gilderneck. You have all done an amazing job supporting the past, present, and future of Titan football. Thanks to the effort of our coordinators, Craig Stenbrotten, Rich Wursel, and Matt Ellis, we continue to play a hard-nosed brand of football. These great coaches helped us produce the best defense in the league, the most explosive offense in the league, and a special teams unit that continually applied stress to opposing teams. As in the past, we've committed to the retention and development of our current roster. Our players have continued to commit to the blue-collar, tough brand of football that has put us on the national stage. Our players continue to believe in something bigger than themselves, put the team first, create an ELE atmosphere, and they are continuing to form an unparalleled brotherhood. The commitment of our alumni, led by Christine Gantner, is unbelievably. Everyone here has welcomed, supported, and raucously cheered us on to victory time and time again in 2022. Another pillar of the past that I'm extremely excited about is the reinvention of the Titan Touchdown Club. John Morelli and Jeff Russell have been working tirelessly to continue the work of this great fundraising group. Community buy-in has always been a staple of Titan football, and this year has set a new bar. The 2022 home football attendance was something that hadn't been seen in over a quarter of a century. That is in no small part due to the efforts of Dr. Joe Shivert and our Titan Thunder marching band. The tailgating that was made possible by Ben Richardson, as well as our interim chief of police, Chris Tarman, truly added something special to the game day atmosphere. Our consistency of our strength and conditioning program is a continual pillar, as is our athletic training and the work that our medical team does. Thank you, Steve, Jack, and Kayla. We continue to have phenomenal individual boosters, some to be named Coach J.J. Keller, Jim Miazga, Brian Tomlak, and many others. And possibly the best and most important pillar of the past that remains intact and is the reason for this press conference is the recruitment of fantastic people, fantastic students, and fantastic athletes. These young men have made the decision to come to UWO-Oshkosh in no small part due to the efforts of our admissions department and our athletic liaison, Drew Kapitsky. The hard work of our financial aid department and Allison Cassidy, Jennifer Bulow-Fisher and Jacob Iverson in the College of Business, Dan Schmidt in kinesiology and athletic training, and Dana Merriman in biology, who actually requests huddle film of all PSAs she's going to meet with so she can give us her own evaluation of their athletic ability, which we appreciate and take to heart. Our 2023 class has made their decision to join the Titan family in large part to our one-of-a-kind indoor facility and the work that Patrick Marco and his team do to keep it in exceptional shape. This group is joining the Titan Nation due to the hard work of Brian Warzinski and our entire food service group at Aladdin. The 2023 Titan football recruiting class recognizes the hard work and dedication that Mark Nyland and the Groenhagen Conference Center staff has to Titan athletics and Titan football in particular. This group of future Titans also notices the family atmosphere within our own department. Coaches stopping practice to introduce themselves to recruits as we tour them around. Coaches and administrators taking time out of their busy day to talk to us and give us insights about future Titans. The welcome atmosphere that we offer in Culf at Titan Stadium and around campus is truly special. This campus acts as one big family. So if I missed a thank you in these thank yous, I am very sorry. But please act according to Upper Midwest family tradition and only shun me for 2 to 3 days. Before we unveil the 2023 class, I think it's pertinent to mention how we recruit here at UW-Oshkosh. Upon my hiring on March 5th, we began identifying and inviting to campus prospective student athletes we identified as scholarship-deserving or high-end WEAC athletic talent. Over the course of the ensuing months, we began offering roster spots to those we felt not only met the athletic standard of UWO, but the academic standard, as well as the character standard that an institution that has 48 team national titles expects. Every person in this signing class has been fully vetted with a third-party character evaluation. Every person in this signing class has had a third-party evaluation on their academics. And every person being brought to this program has had a detailed internal athletic ability evaluation. Based on this process, I can say with great confidence that I am excited to announce the best, the brightest, and the most athletic signing class of 2023. One of our goals within the UWO football is to own the Fox Valley and stay true to our roots in Wisconsin. Mission accomplished. 75% of our current incoming class is from Wisconsin. Academics is a program priority. Our incoming class holds a 3.4 combined and cumulative GPA. And we have over 13% of all commits that are carrying a 4.0 plus. Our 2023 signing class is full of servant leaders. Over 40% of commits were elected captain of their high school teams. 22% of our group were multi-year captains. This class is diverse. 27% of this class is represented by students of color. We have 6 states represented in 2 different countries. We welcome and embrace winners. This class represents student athletes who have won 11 state titles. The 2023 football signing day class is talented. 11% of this class were named Player of the Year on their respective side of the ball. 13% were named All-State, and over 75% of this class were named All-Conference and/or All-Region. This is a special class. It's my first class as head coach, and I genuinely cannot say thank you enough to the parents and supporters who have entrusted me to guide their young men for the foreseeable future. It is this staff's first class together, and we will win together. We will learn together, we'll mess up together, and we will laugh together. But 4 years from now, we will all look back and get to say, together, we did that. We were special together. And I truly do expect to look back on this class and think, we set the bar pretty damn high. This truly is the gold standard. Our Come to the Valley campaign is not quite done yet, as there are a few pieces out there still trying to navigate their future. But I'm extremely excited to announce that we are moving into the 24-karat gold era and expect a great group of hungry ball players this Sunday at our first junior day and at the subsequent camps. Thank you to our staff, most of who are here today. Thank you to Luke Carr and Gabe Neff, who have done a phenomenal job in our personnel department. Because of everyone's hard work, the future is undeniably bright for Titan football and Titan athletics. Appreciate you all being here. I'll take any questions now. Thank you.
All right, I guess that's me. Coach, you kind of alluded to, it's about 1 year now since you got the job. And I remember when, on your first day, when they introduced you, you mentioned recruiting and how important that was. How big of an emphasis did you put on that side of it over the last 11 months?
We've worked extremely hard. This staff deserves a ton of kudos. They have put time in on the weekends, time in at night. Basically, it's become a 24/7 job for us as a staff to try to bring in the best and the brightest of the Fox Valley, of Wisconsin, and truly nationally, now internationally, with Josh. Josh is enrolled, so I can say Josh also wrecked. But so we're very excited about that, but it has been hard work. March 5th was my first day, and we were talking recruiting March 6th. Am I right in saying that, Stenny? And it hasn't stopped, and it won't stop. As I said towards the end, we are still working with a couple 2023 graduates, but by and large, we have moved on to 2024. We have begun the evaluation process. We have a junior day coming up this weekend. We have a number of different opportunities for these young men to get in front of us planned out, and we're really, really excited about where we can go now that we have a staff and some consistency within the staff, and there's a pretty strong vision here, so I'm excited about that as well.
How do you sell the program to high school kids? I mean, there's obviously, if they're looking to play D3, there's a lot of choices within the state. How do you sell UWO to those players?
Well, we start with the education. UW-Oshkosh education is going to go a long way, and our network, our alumni, they do a great job of really not just selling our programs, but being honest with prospective student athletes and giving them the nuts and bolts of why a UWO education can get you anywhere. The next part I'd say is the people. This area, this town, this region, the people are just different. This athletic department, this campus, they're just different. They're willing to go above and beyond, out of their way to make sure that you feel comfortable, that you feel engaged, that you feel a part of the campus community and then the greater Oshkosh community. I think our location is second to none, and there might be some people that might want to argue about that, but when you start looking at places that you can play football, college football, in the state of Wisconsin, very few, if any, rival Oshkosh. We're a 70,000 person town, campus that's on the river. We're located right on Lake Winnebago. You can go 2 miles west and be in the middle of nowhere and go hunting or fishing or do whatever you want. You can go 20 minutes south, get to Fond du Lac, 25 minutes north, get to Appleton, an hour to Green Bay, an hour to Milwaukee, 3 hours to Chicago, not even 3 hours to Chicago. So as far as just location and lifestyle, it's as good as it gets for college football playing programs in the state. And then our facilities. You know, we talk a lot about our weight room, we talk a lot about our stadium, we talk a lot about our field. One thing that I did mention in my statement was our indoor. The bubble is an unbelievable tool. Our access to it is fantastic. We tell guys, and it's not a lie, you can be a football player if you come to UW-Oshkosh 365 days a year. And I'm the head football coach, and I'm not a proponent of doing football 365 days a year. You have to have some type of hobby, but the option is there. No different than the option is there to go play Frisbee, you know, ultimate Frisbee on a cold February day, and you're on the turf, you're in an indoor, you don't have to just be holed up in your dorm room. So it's truly a great holistic experience here at UWO, and a lot of people know that, but if they don't, we're sure to tell them that.
This event in general, I mean, it's not typical for a D3 team to do this. I've heard you guys are among the first to do something like this. Why did you feel it was important to have this announcement and just kind of this event today?
This is such a special day for 17 and 18-year-olds. Some of these guys, like my son Ben's here, and he started playing tackle football this year when he's 9 years old. So if he decides or gets the opportunity or is good enough to play college football, he's going to have 9+ years of hard work that goes into making a decision of where he's going to go, who he's going to entrust the next 4 years of his life to, and that's worth celebrating. This is a big day. And I want all of our young men to know, and I wish I'd love to list them by name, but I just want to make sure that we're doing everything by the book here. But they need to know how much we appreciate their decision to come join us in the Valley. They need to know how much we appreciate their commitment to the black and gold. And so what better way to celebrate it than talk about it, right? And discuss it with people and make sure not just our campus knows, but, you know, the entire Midwest. The other piece is if you know, Sten's been with me since the beginning through this whole process, and he's worked his tail off, and he deserves to see a little bit of culmination to this process and to this first 10 months, and I hope he feels the appreciation I have for his hard work. So there's a number of reasons, but the big thing is this is an awesome day. It's life-changing for a lot of young men, and I want to make sure that we give them their due diligence.
I know you can't necessarily say, you know, everyone's name, but the players from the UK, right?
Yes, yeah.
Tell me a little bit about, obviously, I know there's a connection here, but tell me a little bit about how that came to be and just speak to the rarity of it to have somebody from overseas come play Division III football in Oshkosh.
Yeah, so Josh flies in. Or he had a little bit of a visa issue, which is just crazy how difficult some of the hurdles are to get an international student here, and unfortunate, truly. He's a great young man. He's as highly rated as they come. He is the #1 quarterback prospect in the entire UK, and so he'll be getting in tomorrow night late, and we're looking forward to getting him acclimated. He's got a lot of arm talent, very mobile, and from what I've been told, a true student of the game, which is at times the hardest part to translate from European American football, right, to American football, is just the difference in how in depth you're able to go. Because we're practicing 5 times a week, and in the UK, you're lucky if you're getting on the field 3 days a week, right?
Again, I know the trickiness with the names, but locally, are there any players who you are able to spotlight, who you'd like to spotlight? Names, players, people around here might know and be excited about?
Yeah, unfortunately, I'd like to just stay away from naming names. This is a really good day, and I don't want to add any to Abby's plate when it comes to compliance. We do have some really talented people coming from here in town. We have a young man that is enrolled from Lord's Academy who decided to transfer back home, and we're really excited. He's a high-end player. We've got a hyper-talented group of kids from North and West, and so we're excited about the in-town talent for sure. We want to build a fence on I-41 and keep everybody in the Fox Valley here and everybody in Oshkosh at home. We've got some really talented Kimberly kids joining us, some really talented Menasha kids joining us, teams that have won a lot of games, and that's exciting as well. Some real talent from Fond du Lac. And again, I'm gonna miss somebody, and I'm gonna feel awful if I keep going. But we did a great job in the Fox Valley, and we did a great job locally, and that's a commitment that we have. Because at the end of the day, I look at those pictures from the late '70s, early '80s of Titan Stadium, and there's 10, 12,000 people in that thing, and it's standing room only. Well, that's the expectation where we move forward, or where we're moving to. Not just the brand of football on the field, but the atmosphere at the game, the atmosphere at the tailgate, and you do that by keeping the really talented kids at home.
Just in general, again, kind of coming back to it's been about a year for you, not even necessarily just recruiting, but in totality, how would you describe, rate year one at Oshkosh for you?
I'd give it a 10. And that's a 10 out of 10. There's obviously things that I would do differently. There's obviously decisions in game that could have been different. There's decisions personnel-wise that could have been different. There's There's decisions that could go in the recruiting process that maybe I could have done different. But my wife's grandfather used to say, once you make a decision, you've made the decision, and move on, like go with it. And that's definitely the sort of how I've taken this, right? You can learn from past mistakes, but absolutely, you make a decision, rock and roll with it. And my experience here, my family's experience here has been nothing but absolute gold. I just want to say thank you again to everybody that showed up. Thank you to everybody that tuned in. This is a special place, and I hope you can feel the passion in my voice and the excitement that we have moving forward. This place is going to the moon, and I got a front seat ticket, so I'm pretty excited. Thank you.